A little frozen, Jeremiah, but it's okay. There we
Why?
go. But we are live. It is Thursday, Tip Thursdays. We're here to just provide some insight about the current market and how it's looking. And I know a lot of people have questions about rates and what are closing costs and things like that. So we're here to dive in and answer some of those questions. So, for anyone who does not know, I am Alfyn, your local real estate professional here in Reno and Sparks. And we have Jeremiah here with us, which he's trying to log in right now. And it's okay. I'm trying this new thing where I'm trying to go live on Instagram. Seeing if I'm there. Oh, there you go. Jeremiah. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, but I don't know if you can see me. Is it not working? Let's see. Let's go into a better area, maybe.
How's everyone's day going? We are trying to connect Jeremiah here. It is live, so you know how it goes.
Dude, I don't know what is going on. I'm so sorry to everyone on here.
It's okay. There you go. I see your face.
Oh my goodness. Mm.
People watching live later is like, what's happening? I'm trying to see if I am going live on Instagram too. I'm not sure. It's new for me. It looks like it's streaming. Let's
I don't
double
know why it's
check.
not working.
I see you.
Okay, if you see me, we're good.
I see you frozen.
I don't know why.
For anyone that's watching right now, what are you guys seeing? Oh, there you go. Okay, but we wanted to talk about the market, how the rates are looking, and Jeremiah is trying his best to get in. Hello.
Dude, I don't know what it is. Okay, I guess we'll just have to come off camera and you'll just have to listen to me.
There you go. It's okay.
But the rates are getting a little bit worse lately just because of the Iran war, right? But if we compare them to where they were this time last year, they're about where they were mid August or so, which is not significantly worse than they've been prior, maybe about a half a percent. So maybe we're, sitting around 6 on average. Now we're at about 6.5. And what does that mean for your payment? Maybe,
Mhm.
50, $100 a month or so.
So, not too bad. I feel like people are so fixated with how rates are so high. But just like you said, that difference of increase could be $50, right?
Exactly, exactly. So, like last night, we talked to someone, and when we ran numbers just a couple weeks ago versus today, their payment difference was about $90 a month.
Well,
So,
there you
is
go.
is that going to hold us back? That's the question.
Because here's the thing: you keep waiting, you keep waiting, you keep waiting. A year ago, where were we at? Where were we at for the medium price? We were probably, a lot lower than this. I mean, it's been in the six hundreds medium price, but it's not going anywhere, right? So people that are waiting and waiting and waiting for rates to drop because they think their payment's going to be a crazy amount of discount, well, the price of homes just is increasing every time. Like it's holding its value, right? Maybe you'll see a slight dip, but on all reality, like from compared to last month, I know it says February, but how we do like our updates is a month prior. But as you can see here, it's up 11.1%. So even though people are saying, oh, rates, we're waiting on rates to drop, well, how's your home pricing looking, right? And
Hmm.
then this is only for Reno. Let's look in Sparks. So for Sparks, the median sales price is 540. And if you look, it's also increased. And if you looked at prior months as well, it's holding its value. So with you just waiting on rates to drop, the prices is holding its value, if not increasing over time.
Hmm.
So are you really saving money there? You know what I mean?
No.
And then this is Fernley market is definitely heating up as well. A lot of people are going out there. You know, I'm getting a lot of clients out in USA Parkway that wants to go buy homes in Fernley, also to data center. A lot of activity there. So as you can see, even their sales price is up 8%. So, you know, recommendation, definitely feel comfortable with your monthly rate compared to, you know, really focusing on what the interest rate is going for right now, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Because the reason homes are continuing to increase is because there's not enough homes. So, regardless of what your interest rate is, home prices are still projected to increase. So, if your rate was six versus six and a half versus, 2 years ago or three, maybe it was seven and a half, whatever it is, if you bought back then, you still literally would have bought a cheaper home and you could have refinanced now, right? So timing is everything in a lot of ways, but it's also not, right? Like the time has to be perfect for you to make the
Mm-hmm.
decision, but the market does not care about when you decide to buy a home or not, right? So it's just going to move on the way it's going to move, and we can show literally that, okay, maybe you would have saved $100 in terms of your payment, but you're spending $20,000 more now in price.
Absolutely. So something, and what will help with the decision making is definitely talking to a professional. Talk to Jeremiah. Jeremiah is very knowledgeable, will be able to break it down for you. And really, like if you're waiting for a 0.5%, what you said, it's only what, a $50 difference estimate, give or take.
Yeah,
So it's not much, you know, if you're waiting for a big discount, it's not much of a difference. And there's things throughout a home sale that we can still negotiate that could also help with pricing, like rate buy down or purchase price agreement as far as like the number itself. So there's different things that, you know, when you work with a team that we can negotiate for you and see where we can hit your ideal goal price point so you feel confident with moving forward, right?
exactly. Because once we run the numbers and we kind of figure out what's going on, we can kind of see, okay, well, if the price is this versus, 10,000 more, 20,000 more, right? How much more of a difference is really that going to be in your payment? Most of the time, it's not a whole lot because your payment and mortgage is over 30 years, right? This isn't a short term loan. And so when we look at the long and short of what that means, there's lots of different ways to manipulate your payment and your closing costs so that you can get the goals that you'd like to achieve, right? We can
Absolutely.
look at all these different buckets and say, this is what you want, and how close can we get?
Perfect. And another thing I get questions from buyers are closing costs. So Jeremiah, explain a little bit what closing costs mean, what does it look like, and I can definitely, you know, put a little bit of understanding on how it's looking with negotiating closing costs now.
Yeah, the big thing that people forget is you have obviously everyone knows your down payment, and that is as a buyer, the minimum amount of money that you need to come in with for closing. And then
Mm-hmm.
you have your closing costs. And closing costs, a lot of people believe are just mortgage company fees. And they're not. The mortgage company, like Guild, typically only has two different fees, and then everything else is third party. And that means like your appraisal, your credit report fee, your title fee, your escrow fees, your taxes, the insurance, the county fees, your home warranty, the inspections, if you're buying an HOA, all of these different things. And those are the details that make up your closing costs. And there was a thing done one time a long time ago that showed like the average amount of people involved in a transaction for real estate. And I want to say it was like 26 people, right? Because you have like the listing agent, the buyer's agent, the lender, the title, the inspector, the appraiser, the home warranty rep, the insurance company, the taxes. Like it goes on and on and on and on. And so those are the things that make up your closing costs. And if we just want to say what percentage of it is that typically, it's around, I would say, 1.5 to maybe 3% total of your purchase price. So, if you have a price of 400,000, let's just say 2%, that's about $8,000 in closing costs. And
Mm-hmm.
the seller, like you're going to talk about potentially, right? Like there's lots of ways we can look at getting those paid for if we don't have the funds for it.
Absolutely. So, you know, maybe about a month ago, we were able to ask for a lot because homes are sitting in the market. But right now, since buyers are jumping in a little bit, they're definitely a lot more looking. I'd say it's going to heat up in the next couple of weeks as people are completing their taxes and whatnot. But if you look here in Reno, median days to contract is 33. Maybe about a month, 2, 3 months ago, that number was in the 50s, 60s. So there's been a huge jump. As you can see, it's down 22.6%. That's a big jump of how fast homes are moving. So what that all means is that, we're not able to negotiate the up to 6% on an FHA or a 4% plus more plus some for a VA loan. So we're not seeing that much right now. But we are still able to, depending on how motivated a seller is, or depending on different factors, right? So it's not saying that it's completely gone. It's it all depends on the situation, the scenario, the type of sellers we're dealing with as well. But that's why we're here. We're letting you know how it's looking right now, how negotiations are going. But there are still room for negotiations on that part. So I feel like we're a bit balanced right now. What do you think, Jeremiah?
Yeah, I would say like, real estate is a very like in the moment business. Like what happened last week is not going to change what happens this week. And what happens this week
Mm-hmm.
isn't going to change what happens next week, right? Like each week could be different. We could have the Iran war last week, they could end it this week. We could have, record low rates the next week, right? Like it all is different all the time. And so I think when you're thinking of like how do we define the balanced market and like what opportunities are available, like the opportunities are available and that are dependent upon the market. So if you have a market that allows for seller credits, then a lot of people can take
Mm-hmm.
advantage of that. But if we have a tighter market now because people are not sure what's going on, or whatever it is, then the things are going to adjust accordingly. So that's why when we talk about like this is a specific time, we literally mean like right now, like today, this week, in the next couple days, like let's get some stuff going because that's what we're seeing. And I agree. I would say like we're seeing overall like less inventory in some places, but overall more balance with the offers that are coming in. So I do think that it's a really strong start to the summer overall.
Absolutely. So definitely, whatever you feel more comfortable, but this is just some food for thought. Think about it. Do you want to really sit another year and get that median sales price to go up even more because you're waiting for that point 0.5 drop, or you want to jump in now, check what you're comfortable with your payment, refinance later, and then build that equity through time? right? And then in a couple years, you want to upgrade. But there's so much definitely we want to share and still continue to educate and also keep people informed. But, you know, we'll be back next week. And so far, do you have any closing thoughts, Jeremiah?
No, hopefully I have a working camera next week, and that would be great. And other than that, yeah, just make sure you get started. Like everyone is always really nervous to like talk to someone and look at things and send documents in and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, if you never do it, you'll never know, right? Like you're
Mhm.
guaranteed an answer if you never start. But if
At
you
least you
start,
know, and
you
you
might
know what
know.
your next steps is. And one last thing, because it's very recent, got a inquiry yesterday, and um, you guys, it's always good to have a second opinion because a client, got with someone months ago, like almost almost to a year ago, and got into a credit repair thing and paid so much money. When I would always recommend my clients, hey, get a second opinion with a lender that'll be able to walk you through it, and if absolutely needed, most preferred lenders have like a solution for you that could be really cost effective as well. So that's just my other thing is have a second opinion if you've talked to someone and they went and they recommended like, hey, pay thousands for a credit repair. Like, talk to someone that could possibly save you some money and probably could give you a roadmap and plan that's cost effective.
Yeah, I mean, I
Talk to
see that
Jeremiah.
all the time, right? Yeah, talk to me, talk to Alfyn, but it's true. Like people will come in and they were told all these things. We this is a really kind of radical example, but we had someone last month come in and say they were told by a lender that she and her boyfriend could not buy a regular house together, not a VA loan, a regular home unless they were married in Nevada.
A
So
regular
they
home.
they thought that for an FHA loan they had to go get
No,
married. And
that's
so
VA.
there's only VA. So they met
Yeah.
with me, and on VA there's exceptions to it too, but on
Hmm.
she met with me and he did too, and they were like, "What? We don't have to be married? Like we don't want to get married yet. We just want to buy a
We're
house." And I
not.
was like, "You can absolutely do that." So you
Wow.
just never know. Like all the guidelines are the same, but not all lenders and not all realtors are created
Are
equal.
I agree 100%. So, definitely do some research, talk to a couple, see who you feel fits, that's because, yeah, that's kind of, I don't know who said that, but I'm like, wow,
Crazy.
misinformation. Yeah,
Crazy.
and I have other stories, but if there's anything I want, you to take from this is that you don't have to wait for that perfect time, which I feel like a lot of people say, I want that time to be perfect. You can definitely understand your options now. Talk to people, talk to someone you know, trust, or love, and get answers. And when I say love, it's a professional, not your brother, sister, on that sold like a couple years ago, but talk to a real estate professional. Talk to Jeremiah. He'll be able to go ahead and guide you and provide you real and right details.
Yeah, we'll look at all the things. We'll keep it really honest and transparent and not confusing. And I know Alfin does the same. So we are here for you for anything you need. And yeah, if there's anything you need, let me know.
All right. Well, have a wonderful Thursday, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.